Today on the Stay-at-Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make apple stuffed pork chops. This is one easy and delicious recipe. Your family will love it. To start, you'll need 4 bone-in, thick-cut pork chops. And you want your pork chops to be 1.5 to 2 inches thick. Then you'll want to use a sharp knife to cut a pocket into each chop. Then you'll want to season your chops with a little bit of salt and black pepper. And you want to make sure you season both sides. I'm using about a teaspoon of each for all 4 pork chops. So that's about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper for each chop. Set those aside for a second and we're going to work on our filling. I have a diced white onion, and then I'm also going to need to peel and dice 2 apples. You want a small dice on your apples, so I just do 2 slices on each side of the apple, so we can go all the way around and be left with the core, which we can toss aside. Then I take each one and dice. With this 3rd apple, I'm just gonna core and slice it, and we're gonna use it as kind of a garnish with some chunks of red onion a little bit later. Then we're ready to head on over to the stove. Get a tablespoon of olive oil heating in a large skillet over medium-high heat. You'll also want to get your oven preheating to 400 degrees because we're gonna start this on the stove and finish it in the oven. And you'll slide in all of your onion and diced apple and get those cooking. You'll also want to add in a tablespoon of brown sugar and start stirring and let this saute. You want to cook these until your apples and onions are soft, which will take between 5 and 7 minutes. Transfer all of your cooked apple and onion to a bowl and wipe out the pan. Then spoon the mixture inside your pork chop and stuff it as full as you can. And if you want to, you can secure it shut using toothpicks. If you go the toothpick route, it'll help keep that filling stuffed inside, but you do need to remember to remove them before serving so no one bites into a toothpick. Let's head on over back to the stove. In that same skillet that's been wiped out, add in another tablespoon of olive oil. We're gonna sear our chops in that olive oil for a few minutes on each side. You want the chops to be golden brown on each side, which will take about 3 minutes over high heat. We'll give them a flip here, and you can see that nice golden brown on that other side, which is exactly what we're looking for. Once the other side is seared, we're ready to slide this in the oven, but we're gonna pretty things up first. We'll add in those sliced apples. We'll just toss those around. Not only are they pretty to add in, they also make a nice little side dish garnish to go with your chops. In addition to the apple slices, you also want to add in some chunks of red onion. This is not only pretty, but it'll taste good too. Then we'll slide our chops into a 400-degree oven to finish cooking. Pork needs to be cooked to a minimum internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll take about 15 minutes in the oven, but it'll depend on how thick your chops are. I always recommend using a meat thermometer to ensure 100% accuracy. Once your pork chops are to temp, you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.